so excited. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. Got a pair of scissors. I'm gonna go ahead and just start. Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the #1 place for tips, lifestyle hacks, and overall just motivation. Getting into this video this time, I did make a review on the Giantex Costway mini portable washer and dryer. This video is going to be dedicated towards a portable dryer. Yeah, you heard me right, a portable dryer. I am truly excited because I have wanted this for a long time. It is great for apartments, it's great for dorm rooms, RVs, anything. This is something where people do not have access to a washer dryer hookup in a small apartment, whatever it is, or if you're living in an RV, you're on the go, you need something to wash or dry your clothes. I definitely recommend these things. If you guys do want to go ahead and check out the previous videos of the portable washer and dryer on the Costway Giantex one, feel free, the links will be in the description below. So go ahead and check those out for part 1 and part 2. All right guys, let's get into it. All right, so this is what it came in. This is what the box looks like. It just has the straps around it for this machine. This is the Panda Pan 206 ET model. All right, y'all, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start opening it. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Just got a pair of scissors. Go ahead and just start. Oh, I'm so excited, y'all. Okay, don't mind my shoes because my carpets just got cleaned today and it's a little damp, so I have bags on my shoes. I have my little hack here. If you're washing your carpets, or if your carpets are washed and they're damp and you don't want to keep walking with shoes or wet feet, I suggest getting diaper bags. Yes, diaper bags. Okay, so don't mind my bags. Anyways, moving on. All right, let's open this thing. All right, y'all. Okay. Okay. She's still in there. Oh, this is it right here. So, I'm gonna have to take this out. Hold on. All right, y'all. Like bag feet. I'm gonna tip it on the side and slide her out. Damn. Okay, we got her out. And I am definitely going to say with this machine, so this is the size comparison to me, like I did with the washer one. So it's a quite decent size machine. I will say though, the weight is pretty heavy. It's much more heavier than the washer, but, well, for me at least, I'm not a weightlifter or anything, but let's take this off. She's came in, and I'm a little disappointed because we do look like we have some damage. And unfortunately, I may actually have to send this back now that I actually just noticed this. Yeah, like, it's not terrible, but I just don't want it to affect the machine. Now, there's gonna be some people that do get orders and everything like this when it comes to getting the washer and dryer, but the real unfortunate part is sometimes you can get a UPS driver, Amazon driver, any package delivery person that handles your package on its way to you, not in the way, you may receive your package not in the way that you really expected or should receive it. And sometimes it can be getting damaged. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, yeah, this part right here. All right, y'all, here she is. Yeah, again, like, this is what this part is. It looks like that got damaged on its way here. And, you know, sometimes it's unfortunate, either delivery drivers or, you know, just packaging, whatever, on its way here, it just slightly got a little bit damaged. It doesn't look too bad, but I mean, I just don't want to have to risk using it or doing anything with it, because if something happens to it and it knocks out of place when it's moving, I don't know. I just don't want a damaged machine. So, because this side looks a lot more smoother and it matches up evenly with these sides, and then this one, yeah, it looks like it just got knocked out of place a bit. See how it's like scratched, marked up and all that. So yeah, unfortunately I may have to send this one back. I did contact Amazon and everything so we could figure out the delivery date and whatnot. This is where I ended up getting the second package after the first one that got delivered and the damage was on the top left. This is when I received the second box, and you could see both boxes there. I waited for the UPS or Amazon driver to come and pick it up, and then once they did, I guess they didn't knock on the door, so they left the package. I checked outside, it was there, and that's why I have both packages. This is where I was going over it and just showing, like, you know, maybe the damage on the outside of the box, just in case if something were to also happen to this package on its way here, just as if like it did the first one. And moving on, like coming back to this package, after I got the second one open, I noticed it didn't have the same damage like it did with the first one. Of course, on the edge, that's what those pictures are with the first machine. The video is the second machine without the damage in the same spot, but I did notice it is damaged in a different spot, which is what you see here. This clip part piece, not sure exactly the name on it. I'm sure other people will maybe know, but this was the part that was actually broken with this machine after getting it the second time. And so it was completely fine all the way around, but that door was part broken. So yeah, that part was not fun to discover. And I did try to go to Lowe's and try to find that piece and was unable to find that, as well as at Home Depot. So I actually had to reorder this machine and get it for the third time. So this is what it's supposed to look like, and shut like this, so it can click up and stay. This was the machine that I got delivered March 11th. I apologize in advance. I did not record me opening this third box, I guess. I totally spaced that, but I did get this video of when I did get this machine. This machine was working. It looked completely fine. The door was fixed. This was the perfect machine finally after the third attempt of getting it. So this machine was working completely fine, and I used it for about my first load of drying the clothes, and it actually worked for the first one. And then the second load is when I went to use it, and it was running no more than 2 hours. It was like an hour and a half, to be honest, and it decided in the middle of the load just to randomly stop. And this is the video that I caught when it was in my room. And just kind of playing with this machine, after a while I kind of figured out what it was, because with this third machine I was calling Amazon and UPS like right back and saying, like, you know, I'm just so sick of this, to be honest. I don't even want this brand, this machine. I don't know what's going on. Like, this is my third time getting this machine, and it just froze out of random. Like, the buttons were still working, it still allowed me to click and push on them. The power on the control panel of this whole station of where you click on the buttons to figure out which options you want when you're drying your clothes, or whatever materials that you're doing, and it just didn't want to work. It just kept going round and round with the numbers. So that's what you see here in this video. This is where it was in my room. And after playing with this, I had this all scheduled for them to come and pick up, and I ended up canceling because after discovering something that I thought, I guess after the third attempt, I was playing with this machine and figured out maybe it just gets overheated. And so I moved it because my room did get really hot. That's where I first put it in. And when I moved it by a window in my living room, kept it in a cooler area to where there's air flowing and things like that, to where you're allowing cooler air from outside to come in and let the inside air that's hot and humid flow out. So I kind of figured maybe that might be the issue, and it turns out that's exactly what it was. And so I ended up keeping this third machine after I recalled Amazon and UPS and had it scheduled to come and get it. I didn't even want this no more, to find out that, yeah, I guess it just got overheated. And so ever since that I've had this and I've kept it by my window, I have had no problems whatsoever. Alright guys, thanks for staying tuned on that. I did just want to get that part out of the way in regards to receiving the machine, just because you never know with certain questions. Every person around the world, whichever, may experience the same experience that I went through. So just a heads up on what to be prepared for if you seem to actually go through the same experience I went through on getting this machine a couple different times in order for it to be okay and working. But after that experience with the third machine and everything, figuring out how it overheated, this is the machine still. It's just right there. My cat's on top of it, you know, just hanging out. But now going over this experience with this third machine, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a walkthrough on what it came with, what the proper names are, and how it works, so you could be expecting, or I guess you could say, so you know what to expect from this machine overall. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, now just talking about this machine, I'm gonna go ahead and attach these images as I'm going over so you guys know what this part is called and just to what to expect from it, how to use it, and just make sure it operates appropriately. So we're gonna make sure we go over how to clean it, how it operates, what to do, and how to keep it going in the right way that it should. So of course you could keep it longer and it will last longer without having any problems. Talking about this part here, this is known as the drum. It's the inside of the dryer, and it actually is made of stainless steel. The good thing about stainless steel is that it is known for being able to not have a problem with rust or chipping, as your laundry is, of course, you know, moist, wet, whatever. You don't want any rust or chipping issues on the machine. So that's a great thing to know about that in there as well. Also on this control panel, this is the time function part, to where you can dry your materials for the times that are set, that you just have to keep pressing that button, the time button, for you to choose different times for this machine. It does go up to 30 minutes, then 1 hour, an hour and a half, and then up to 2 hours. No material really any longer than that is going to take that long for this machine. I mean, it does dry and operate just like a regular machine. Yes, it does take a little bit longer, but it does take less power, so it is energy efficient. So you got to remember with everything, you know, there's going to be people who are like, oh, but it's going to take so long to dry. You got to remember it is a portable drying machine. Just like how I did the washer machine, there's always going to be pros and cons to these machines, and things that aren't going to be working the exact same way that you would want them to. But just know that with this machine, when I was trying to do my best research, just have it in an open space and make sure it's in an air-flowing environment to where it won't collect so much humidity to where this machine will want to stop operating, just like how I was showing in the beginning of the video. And also a thing with this machine is it's very, you know, just with these options, whatever material that you're using, there's a bulky option, there's a smart option for cotton, there's jeans and everything, and I'll go over and show you guys the instruction manual and everything so you know what materials to put in with what things, so you can make sure that this machine isn't, of course, damaging your clothes just like any other machine if you're not choosing the right function on that machine as well. So look at the tags on your shirts, whether it be your pants, whatever materials you have, there should be some type of, you know, of course, telling you if it's polyester, what kind of material it is, or with a certain sign with an X or a circle on it, determining whether this material should be with this one and what function to use to operate it, so you know that your materials are staying good as new as you continue to use them over time. So hopefully that made sense, but yeah, just going over that part. Okay, so another thing to also go over on this control panel is the temperature of what you can select for whatever materials you want to have it on there for, because again, you don't want certain things with different things to get damaged. So there is the temperature for the high option, the high one meaning the hottest, and then there's the medium to where it's cool, and warm, you know, obviously lukewarm, whichever you want to call it in between, and then the cool option, the air dry, which is the cool, not heated at all. So that's another good thing about this machine, is those options on there as well. Sorry about my lighting, trying to perfect it. Anyways, okay, I like this lighting better. Whatever, I'm practicing. Okay, something I did space off actually is this machine can actually go up to 8 hours. So there is a preset option as well on this machine with the control panel. So going over these buttons, you know, but the preset is the option to where you can actually select 2, 4, or let me just double check. It's like 6 or 8. Yeah, so it goes from 1 hour to 4 hours into 8 hours, and then you can press start to pause to start the program. The preset time shown in the display window will count down by 1 minute. So just reading through the notes that I have here just so I can make sure I'm going over everything correctly. Yeah, that one is just great. So that way if you want to wash or dry your clothes whichever longer, if you need to, or if you feel you need to, whatever that it takes, then go ahead and do that. So there is that option on there as well. Okay, now going on the part with the inside of the drum made of stainless steel, you're going to see there is 3 parts of this machine, which is the lint filter trap system. The first part is the exhaust vent shroud. This is also connected, which is to the second part of it is the lint filter. And then the third part is the lint filter exhaust, the exhaust filter sheet. This part connects to the lint filter and the vent shroud goes then on top. So the 3 are then connected. But the third part, the exhaust lint filter, you want to put on the inside of the dryer drum on the part, of course, to where you'll see it, and I'll show you where it circles. And then you do the exhaust vent shroud and then the lint filter attached to each other, and then that part in the back, the third part in the back. This helps to collect your lint in the most best way possible, so that way it can't make its way much out with other hairs. And any other hairs that seem to make it out through those 3 parts that help to collect the lint inside of the machine, it will then make its way out through the exhaust vent. So then that way you get your exhaust vent, I'm trying to think of the name. Sorry, I was saying the name wrong. The exhaust pipe. So the exhaust pipe is actually what came with the machine that's in the back, but what did not come with this machine is what I actually had to go purchase myself separately, is the exhaust filter pipe that, well, the duct with the silver part. This is where I actually got this for like $12, $13 after tax, whichever, at Lowe's for like, yeah, again, $12, $13. And this thing was 4 to 5 inches in diameter, so that way it can connect to the exhaust pipe. So that way when you're connecting this to the exhaust pipe, it fits, and you can go ahead and have that cup as well with this. So fill it up with water, and that way the extra hairs that seem to make it through from the inside of the dryer to out through the exhaust pipe, that's going to lead into that little white cup, extra hairs. And I'll go ahead and show you guys that also as well. So basically the included components of this dryer here is the lint filter and as well as the power cord. And that is all really of what came with this. And other than that, like I said, you have to buy that separate piece of the exhaust filter duct, if that's the right name for it right now, but I will definitely attach the image so you guys can go ahead and see that along as I'm talking about it. A thing to remember that when I was reading through the instruction manual is definitely do not connect this to anything other than an outlet definite power system, because it is 1300 watts and 110 volts. It is, you know, a higher energy to where you don't want to connect it to something that I guess could start a fire because of how much power that this does seem to take. So the best thing to do is definitely when you do plug this in, connect this one to an outlet, just so it does get that power and there's no fires or any other problems associated with a power cord, or excuse me, an extension cord. Another thing to also be aware of that I was reading in the instruction manual is anything with vegetable oil or some type of oil in that sort is just make sure you try to rinse it out as much as you can before you even try to, you know, put it in the dryer. Make sure it is rinsed out. There is hacks of getting oil out of your clothes. I think it's like taking dish soap and a toothbrush and scrubbing it or soaking it in some type of substance, whichever hacks that I just need to figure out on that as well. But just something that you don't want to put direct vegetable oil clothing in this machine, because it is a fire hazard to this portable machine. Again, there is pros and cons to everything. Just make sure you do not put, of course, direct vegetable oil materials in there causing a fire, because oil does contain a contaminant in there that can lead to a fire easier. All right, another good thing about this machine is they're just like the washer, the portable washer video that I was explaining. This one also does have handles, and on the 2 sides. So this is a 59.4 pound machine, so it is a heavier machine, but an easier way to pick it up is it does have those handles on the side, so that's something to know as well. All right, and a good thing to know and to look out for is with this machine, again, there are the 3 parts to the lint filter system. The third part, which is known again as the exhaust filter sheet, this part is something where you need to make sure it gets cleaned regularly. And I do have a hack on that I will show you guys later in the video as well, how I keep it clean. And there is in the instruction manual of like they show you how like a little vacuum holder or like a suction thing, whatever, to, you know, clean it, little handheld vacuum cleaner or a lint roller. But I have something a little bit different than those things that's made it a little bit easier for me to clean this and keep it lasting longer. So you can use it few uses. I'm not gonna lie, I've used it multiple uses, not just a few. So I mean, it's worked just fine, no fire hazards, no smells, nothing. So I'll show you that. And another thing to know is I would recommend, of course, because you can't keep just using it and making it last as long as you need to forever, whatever reason that you want it to. I know the reason, of course, but I'm just saying, like, you can only go so much of using something that can be going bad over time, and it's not going to be as effective. So therefore, collecting the lint in the dryer as it's going through the materials, collecting to that. And it won't get that great of, you know, collection of hair because it is attaching your clothes, because it's just going bad over time. So what you want to do is, if you do look up on Amazon, and I'll give you guys the link or picture image on that as well, so you guys can see the exact ones that I bought. And of course there's going to be different reviews on there when I was reading through multiple, and some people are unhappy with this, some saying they're too thick of these the exhaust filter sheets, that saying that they're too thick or they're too thin or it's not for it. And honestly, for me, it's been the exact same one as what it came with, so it's worked completely fine for me, and it's done its job very well. And again, so I'll show you guys how to clean that, so stay tuned for that. And as well as I'll show you guys in the lint filter trap system that with the shroud, and as well as the lint filter, I'll show you guys with how when you take the exhaust vent shroud out and then you see the lint filter, of how much that this dryer has actually collected of lint. And it's phenomenal. Like, it works just like a regular dryer. And I'll show you guys as well with, like, even doing 3 towels, this thing, like, you could take it off the lint filter after taking off the vent shroud part and then, you know, cleaning it off. I'll show you how that works as well. But how thick it is of the lint, it's just incredible. Like, it works just like a regular dryer. So if that helps answer any questions, I'm glad to help with that. So also, something I didn't want to miss is that this machine is actually worth $331.03 on Amazon. Now, depending on where you are from, this does not ship international, unfortunately. So it does ship within the US, but wherever you're from, I'm not sure if the price differentiates or whichever, but for me in the United States, this is, you know, $331.03. I am going to be giving you guys an updated part 3 video on this washer for me, but just to answer any questions still today, it is working perfectly fine for me, and I love it. I love it. It's the Giantex Costway mini portable washer and dryer, and it's just amazing. So Giantex, Costway, 2 different names, whichever, but like, I originally first ordered Giantex on Amazon, and I heard nothing about Costway, and then I ended up getting the Costway machine. So basically the same thing with the same machine, whatever. So, sorry, that was my alarm. But anyways, it's basically just a machine over time that I discovered I was having problems with it starting to collect more lint in the washer than I wanted when I'd hang dry my clothes. And so I wanted something to where I knew, of course, being in a small 1-bedroom apartment, it's just going to be efficient to where there's no washer dryer hookups. Even people traveling in RVs, dorm rooms, whatever that they do, it's just something portable and very space efficient with the size that this machine is. So with knowing all of that, I had to figure out a way to be like, okay, well, my clothes are collecting lint now and they're wrinkly. I just don't want them to be, you know, this and keep being this. So what can I do to get something that could be energy efficient and something, again, okay, ding, 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 portable dryer. And that's when I got the Panda 2 ET model, the 206 ET tumble dryer off Amazon as well for $331.03, like I mentioned earlier, of course. But this actually, like I said, you guys, like this has been my lifeline. This has saved me so much money compared to going to the laundromat or doing any of that all the time, y'all. Like, you don't know. You do know, okay? Well, I'm just telling you, if you don't know, certain people will understand and see different levels of perception, whatever, okay? But here I am talking about me, but just so you guys can get a feel for that, because I'm just telling you, like, this has saved me so much time. You know, my clothes are fine, like, you know, it works just like a regular dryer, and my clothes come out feeling warm, and it's just, I love it, okay? I love it without having to go to the laundromat, and just knowing that I don't have to share, I'm not trying to be mean, germs or whatever with every other person that you don't know where their laundry comes from, okay? I said it, but I just like having my own thing, my own apartment, having nice clean clothes, and, you know, just being able to use it. But with this machine too, just look out for, do not use dryer sheets in it, because, like, since it is an inside environment, the chemicals and stuff that on the inside, as it's coming out through the duct on the top, the vent duct and everything like that, you don't want the extra chemicals and the air to be getting into your apartment and you breathing in those, because it's really not good for you. With a regular dryer, it vents out of your house with how it's supposed to be built. And this one is, you know, of course inside, but it is flowing out my window, but it still is coming inside. So you don't need those extra chemicals, is what I'm saying. So yeah, just take that, whichever. It's done just fine without dryer sheets and everything. There's certain functions for this machine, so that way there's no static, no nothing. It's totally fine without. It's just a matter of getting used to the machine, operating it, and using it appropriately. So alright guys, hi again. Sorry, just recording this video into separate sections. That way I know I'm going over everything as I'm editing in this video. So I just wanted to go ahead and just go over this part as well. You can use dryer sheets in this machine, but I would highly recommend, just because the this duct was actually made for it to be an inside vent, doesn't mean you should be using dryer sheets inside, because again, those extra chemicals, you know, are not good to breathe in and around your home, your kids, whatever you have inside. Just not good in the home in general if it's coming inside. So unless you obviously build your own vent or do something different for this dryer in a certain position, like if you are using it for garage or outside or somewhere else rather than just like a small apartment like I'm doing with my stuff, then I would just highly recommend that you can use the dryer sheets, but filter it to make sure it's actually going outside. If that's a way, like wherever your home or your apartment, whatever it is that you're doing with your own machine, and how you position it is different than mine and my situation. So, you know, just basically saying that you can use dryer sheets. There's functions where you don't have to use dryer sheets with this machine, but you can use dryer sheets with the machine. Just, I wouldn't highly recommend to do it inside. So alright guys, so before I get into talking about how I make sure that I clean these guys here, the exhaust filter sheets, I'm going to be just going over the air intake filter. I just want to make sure that I go over this part just because it is also important. It does say in the instruction manual to make sure that you at least clean this, if needed, at least once a month, so that way you can be able to make sure there's no extra hair buildup and collection in this part as well. Now this part is located on the bottom left of this dryer machine, and this is where you, if any other, you know, hair collection, basically another little filter, you can say it that way, that gets collected in here as well. I haven't really had many hair collections using it with my laundry per se, and it doesn't really need to be cleaned as often as it's saying in the instruction manual for me. Now for me at least, I don't know, like I've checked it, I've seen it, you know, but it just didn't look like it needed to be cleaned, and like months later using it, it's like barely collected any hairs, just from my personal experience. But I, you know, still highly suggest what it does say with everybody's experience, and machine can be different, even if you have the same machine as well. So with that being said, definitely just going over that part, it's just important to, like it shows in the instruction manual, how you take your hand at an angle, and there's like 3-4 clips like that lock with it in the machine so it connects to it. And what you want to do is like take your hand and like kind of like go upwards and like clip those parts out at an angle. That way you can make sure to get it out gently and without breaking it or anything like that. And if any other hair builds up, just even if it's a little bit, just, you know, blow on it or use whatever you want to use to clean it off, like just a little wipe or something, you know, like a cloth, just to get those hairs off easier of that type of material. So there's that, and then just clip it back in every use that you go to use it. Keep in mind, everything is a fire hazard, especially when you're using certain filters and with things like this in these machines with higher power, just to make sure to keep these things clean normally. And there's a lot of things in this instruction manual as well that I'll just show you in the image attached here, so that way if you need to with any of the pictures or images or video footage, whatever in my videos, you can just go back and screenshot later so you could reread and figure out where it is on your own from there if you do have a different experience than I do. So with that being said, like there's certain things not to put in the machine, like certain things with like metal things so it doesn't catch on into the holes or whatever, or just clip in, which is actually a really good thing about this machine too. I wanted to make sure to go over, sorry I should have went over it in the beginning a little with that, but just to go over the wrinkle guard option. The wrinkle guard option is something to where it like helps you, like it will stop with the machine as it's rotating your clothes and kind of like reverse itself, and what that does is it really helps to detangle your clothes if they start to tangle going in the same direction over and over with how little this machine is, since it is portable, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like this wrinkle guard machine option on there just helps to, like, you'll hear it and it'll sound funny at first and you're not gonna, you know, be used to it because a regular dryer, I guess, don't do that, you know, to where the machine will like stop and you'll think it's not working or whatever, but no, that's what the machine does. With this, because it helps just to, you know, as it's rotating, and then it'll make a stop for a second and like help your clothes fall down so they're not, you know, tangling, whatever, how you want to say it, and then it'll reverse, go back to the other way or whatever, and just keep going from then on. You know, it does that every like couple minutes or a minute apart, whatever, something around that, but it just helps to kind of course, detangle your clothes so they don't get tangled up and all that. So that's really good, and no wrinkles in your clothes, right? So that's good. So with that being said, there's that part to go over. Now I wanted to get into the part where this has helped me with this exhaust filter. What I wanted to go over with this was, like, see this one right here? Like, I've had this one actually for months and I've used it a lot of times. Okay, with this little machine thing that I kind of just like came up with on my own, trying to figure out what's another way instead of a lint roller, little vacuum thing that I didn't have, but something to where I was looking that my clothes don't collect lint, or how can I get lint off my clothes if it collects, like those little balls or whatever. That's really annoying. But, and I'll show you with a jacket, for example, that I actually do have here later on in the video. This has like just collected little lint balls and stuff like that. You can see it's pretty annoying on this jacket, but I have this little fabric shaver, and that's what I wanted to go over, that I used to do this with my clothes, and it's really been helpful. So let's get into that. Okay y'all, so now I wanted to go ahead and talk about this magic fabric shaver that I have here. So this has been my best friend when it comes to getting little lint or any excess hair off my clothes or anything like that. This right here was $25.99 from Amazon, and for some reason, me looking it up like today, right now, I'm still editing this video, sorry y'all, but it's September 24th right now. Yeah, so it's me updating this, trying to screenshot an image so I could make sure to go over this with for you guys as well. But it's showing this little sign on the little Amazon thing saying that we cannot find this item on there no more. So I don't know, I guess it's not, if this exact brand isn't there no more or whatever, but I'll attach the image and show you. That way you could find a similar one anyways, but this thing has saved me so much when it comes to getting this lint off my clothes, and as well as getting the lint off this, okay? And you just go in this direction, and it has about a 5-watt battery motor in here, so like it goes over. This thing has a blade that is made specifically for like the larger fabrics, the thinner ones, and the finer ones. Like that's why these ones are bigger holes, medium and smaller holes. So that way it's best for, you know, the finer fabrics and everything when it's getting the lint off your clothes smoother. So that way it's doing it successfully. This has a little detachment here to where you can just take this off. You just like, you know, you could go like this and it will clip off, or you could just, you know, press here and then it will clip off. And this has a little charger USB cable for faster power charging as well. But like you can see on the inside, like where the little, there's a blade and everything, and I'll show you what this little thing came with. But you can just go ahead and this is where all the dust and everything sits and collects. I'm sure you could see it from my previous ones, but like it's not dirty right now with all the little lint that it does collect. But go ahead and just clip that back on and it will stay on. This is the button here. When it's charging, there's like 3 different colors. There's blue for when it's working. So like for example here, and you can see it and hear it. And it's pretty loud. It's not like the quietest little thing. Like it's not terribly loud, but it's just like, you know, for a second when you need to take the lint off your clothes, it's not gonna take that long. It's not that bad, come on, you know. But this thing you can take apart as well, so that way it needs a deeper clean, or whether you need to replace the blade. It did come with 2 or 3 of these little things. I'll attach the images, pictures, and videos and everything like that to it as I'm going over this. But this is how you would to be able to take it apart. The names on these things, so I can go over it. This one is the stainless steel net cover. Right here, and you could just twist that off like that, righty tighty lefty loosey, right? So that's what it looks like. And then this is the inside blade. It's pretty sharp, so of course be careful not to like get your fingers or your hands or anything like that. There we go, so it could focus. This is also removable. You could just take it off. I like to preferably go at the edges, and that way it just comes off this little thing here. And you take it off. That's the top part, and this is the back part. And again, that back part clips into where this little part is right here, where that attaches. So this did come with like a little brush, a little black clean brush. I need to go get it. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, so I got the little brush. This is what it looks like here. So that way you can be cleaning like the little edges of this machine or anything if it's needed, you know, kind of going over that and not clipping your fingers, safer and whatnot. And you can see like little collection built up of some lint right here. And you could just take this little brush and brush it off. And it will come off, of course. It's pretty dusty on the bottom, but coming off right now. So yeah, that's how that works, and then you just want to put it back together, and if the blade starts to go kind of bad over time, there is the other ones that are you can use. And I don't have an answer to buying more of the blades separate from the machine. If all of your blades go bad or if you lose them, I don't know yet, because I haven't went through that just yet, but I still have mine and they're still working okay. So yeah, just keep cleaning it and reusing it, and you just put it back together. You attach that there, kind of pushes in a little, and you just put this right back on the top and you twist it. Okay, and then that stays on. And what I was trying to say earlier too, again, cutting myself off and talking about it, but this has 3 lights. The blue is for when it's working, and the red is for when it's charging, and the green is for when it's done charging, because it's of course dead, or you know, dying from the red color, so letting you know that it needs some charging. And it did come with a little charger and everything, and that's where you connect it in this little, on this little handle here. Little USB cable. It charges pretty fast, and it's actually worked way over a month for me battery wise. Like, it didn't die, and it hasn't died. Like, I've used this a lot of times, and I was surprised it didn't die within that time frame. So I've had it ever since, like, what, March, beginning of April, maybe the end of March, beginning of April, somewhere around there. And ever since then, it's done me a lot of justice, so it's helped a lot, you know. So this thing, you can just every time it's dirty on the laundry and it's collected hair, you just keep going like this, but do it on a flat surface. Do this part on a flat surface, or somewhere where it's maybe a cover, just in case this doesn't scrape like an important table, coffee table, whatever it is, your grandma's counter. Don't do that, you know, something like that. So just use this back and forth, up and down is what the instructions say. And I've used this going like this or around, and it's taking the hair off and it sucks it up. And then when you're done, just take this thing off, pour it in the garbage, clean it up there if it needs to with the brush, and then move on. And you could use this with your jacket, and I will show you guys an example of how great this works just on, I mean, even just seeing this jacket. So if you need it in general and not for this in particular, and you just want it for your clothes, I highly recommend that as well. So let's go ahead and show you guys that part. So this is the jacket here that I have as an example. I'll show you like this part here and like the pocket, so I could show you how it clears out those fuzz balls. Of course, these are really, really annoying. Yeah, those aren't fun. Okay, you just take this like so. You press the button, and again, we're showing you right here, and it works really well. See how it's picking those up? Alright, I love this thing. Alright, so you can see like the before and after, like how that took it all out. Autofocus, but you can see how it took that mostly all out right there, and it really works really well. And then I'll show you the collection of hair that it just collected in here after doing that. So we'll take this out. Oh yeah, you could see how there's fuzz in there now. Oop. But yeah, so it works really well. And then you can see like the dust here that got on there as well from that. Alright guys, now seeing how that works, I really highly suggest using this and buy these off of Amazon in replacements of getting new ones, just in case these, because again, as I was saying earlier, these can go bad over time and they flatten, but I've kept these for months and used them, reused them due to using this fabric shaver. So I'll show you guys the instruction manual on this too, but if you want to get it, definitely highly recommend it. It's the Most Pro brand. There's other ones that I was looking on Amazon because I can't find the exact one I bought. I guess they're not selling this exact one no more. It was like a black one that I saw the exact same thing, but whatever. And that's what she looks like, and it goes over and it shows you all the parts with it. And yeah. So if you want to go and look at that and everything and get this, I'd highly recommend it. It does come with like a cute little bag, a little black bag. I have it right here. So this is the box that it came in. Here. There we are. Most Pro brand. Telling you like what it works on, things like that. And it came with this black bag in here and this little cord for the charge area, little black thing. And then that's what the little thing looks like to connect into that handle on the bottom. So that's the charger. And then it came with, okay, yeah, it came with 3 blades, 1 inside and then 2 on the outside, and they come in these little plastic bags so you don't cut yourself. This one I still haven't even used because I haven't needed to use it because it still works just fine with these blades for me. But yeah, this blade, yeah, just 2. So yeah, just to so you guys know about that. Use that for your laundry thing. Hope that helps. Alright guys, so I'm just going to end this video here, and I do just want to go ahead and just leave a quick appreciation just so you guys can be updated with this. On my previous videos, the washer and dryer, and people still commenting on my videos today, I do appreciate all the support and telling you guys, letting me know, well, with you guys telling me and letting me know all your feedback with the detail and descriptions and everything. And understand when I do my videos, I try to go in most in detail and depth as possible because everybody's perception can be different, is what I'm just trying to spread with my channel, and what may be common sense to you or this person that you've already known because you've done it for a while or whatever. Or, you know, sometimes when we get in the habit of developing something that we get familiar with over time, we forget the process on how to learn on how to do these things. So I try to break it down into as much detail and depth as possible for others that may find things that need that detail so they can get their questions answered in a different way. Now, even if it's the same statement of me, what I'm saying, and this person may understand, this person may not understand exactly what I mean, even if I'm saying the same thing to these two people. So it's all about going in detail and perception and understanding everything that I can try and cover, because it's like I try to look at things like, hey, you know, what is it that I was struggling with in the beginning, you know, where I kind of forgot because I've learned this and I've done this for a while that it just became a habit. So of course, you know, you forget the process and how it takes to learn, or certain questions you maybe forget to go over. And maybe there's a lot more of these people that even with this video that I'm posting now, like, is going to not answer certain questions for certain people. Like, maybe I should answer this right now. Like, for one, how hot does this machine get? That question, I don't know. I can't answer that, but I can answer that it does get as hot as a, you know, a normal dryer, because, you know, feeling when you're warm blankets or your clothes are so hot and you're like, yes, you know, it's kind of like that. It's the exact same experience, but I can't tell you exactly how hot it gets, like the temperature. You know, I attach the watts, I could tell you the volts. I can't give you that exact temperature, for example. So other than that, just wanted to say thank you guys for noticing how much work I put into my videos, and, you know, all these comments I'm going to attach here from my previous videos, and just showing appreciation. Thank you guys so much. And I'm sorry that I can't attach all of the comments that I wish I could, to show you guys who I do notice. Like, I notice all of your guys' comments and everything. So just thank you guys so much for just keeping me motivated to do that. And I'm sorry this video has taken a long time, but I feel like with certain machines like this, I need time to get to know the machine. And especially with somebody commenting on my video over, you know, a year ago with my washer one, oh, well, I've had this same machine as you and my machine broke down within a year or something like that, you know, and they don't want to order this machine again, and I've had a completely and utterly different experience than you. So it's like with these things, I like to take time so I can also get to know the machine and to my best ability, so I can explain these things in the most depth way as possible for you guys. And with these types of things, sometimes I really was focused on, like, okay, let's give this over a year so I can give you that answer if I went through the same thing. Did my machine break down? Let me answer this for you. No, and I'm glad that it didn't. And I like to give things more of a proper time duration, so that way I could give them more proper review for this time, you know. Anyways, I'll stop talking there, but just so you guys know what my channel is about, what I do, and thank you, y'all, for watching and staying tuned. And let me know if you guys have any recommendations at all on either products or some type of review that you feel would be good for me to cover or go over, so that way I can give the best experience I can possible, not only for myself, but for you guys as well. So thank you for staying tuned, and if you guys are interested in seeing more content on my channel like this, in more in-depth reviews, so I can get the ideas, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link will be in the description below for my previous videos on the washer and dryer. If you want to check those out, feel free to. That way, if you are looking for something and you're in a similar situation like me, or somebody else, whatever, that needs something portable and travel-wise, or so you don't have to leave your apartment, like, you know, to have that hassle saved from me, to not have to, you know, go out and then take all my laundry in a basket, carrying it all the way downstairs. That hassle. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that don't see what I see when it comes to being thankful and having gratitude for these types of things. Like, these machines have helped me so much and saved so much money. And even if my machine did break down within a year, it was worth the money just to be able to save all that time and that hassle to, you know, spend that more money to go to a laundromat to do my laundry. So yeah, enough talking, but that way you guys can get a feel for that as well, okay? But again, please feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way it can help get this video pushed out and noticed to other people who are interested in machines like this, and that can help them in their near future. So, well, as well as the present, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, anyways, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.